Hi, and welcome back to this month's 10 items to High Alch for profit, where we go over 7 pay-to-play items and 3 free-to-play items to profit while high alching. Currently, natures are around 95 GP each, which is a little less than last month, so hopefully that'll give us a few extra items to High Alch. They do consistently drop down below 90, which I thought was interesting, so that means your profits on these will be even more if you can scoop them up for less, but we'll keep 95 as the base price. So the first item we're going to look up is a maple shield. Now the maple shield is going to be the cheap item that we're going to be starting off with, currently buying for 20 GP, and this item isn't super common. It's used basically from Fletcher's and then sold, and it's only traded around 22,000 times a day. Downside, it only has 125 buy limit, so you know you're not going to make a ton of money on this, but the shield alchs for 192 GP, which gives you a profit around 76 GP per alch. And this is a good way to train magic without breaking the bank at a lower level. The next item we're going to be looking at is going to be Mystic Staffs. Now they obviously have 4 different varieties. Currently the most profitable ones are air and fire. So as you can see here, earth is the cheapest, which is 25,130, followed by air 25,159, and then fire and water bring up the rear. And these were insta-bought, so you can buy them usually a little bit cheaper if you don't mind letting them sit. These out for 25,500 and have a buy limit of 18,000. But the problem is there's only about 10,000 of them traded a day. So you would have to kind of mix and match between all of them. The good thing is when you buy them for around 21,150 to 21,200, you're making about 200 to 250 GP per alch. And you'll probably be making around 200k an hour afterwards, since they alch for 25,500. Next item on the list is Rune Javelin heads. Now these are consistently around 600 GP or less. With that price, if you can get them for around 600 GP, they alch for 810. You'll be making around 115 GP per alch. Now with the buy limit of 10,000 and being traded around 2.7 million times a day, with doing about 1,200 alchs an hour, you can expect to make around, with Rune Javelin heads, you can expect to make about 130k an hour. Next item is the Rune Javelin heads more expensive cousin, the Dragonhide Javelin heads. With a buy price of around 950, you can high alch these bad boys for 1170 GP each, making around 125 GP per alch. With having the same buy limit and being traded 1.5 million times a day, with Dragon Javelin heads, you can expect to make about 150k an hour. The next item on the list is going to be the Dragonhide bodies. Now, these usually have a pretty good profit margin when it comes to alching. The black is showing 7,490 GP per, which is actually a little bit less, which is nice. But it high alchs for 8,088, so you're making roughly around 500 GP per alch. And with that being said, this is one of the highest profit margins that you'll make per item. The downside is the black and red Dragonhide bodies have a buy limit of 75 every 4 hours. So you're going to hit that buy limit super quick. The red Dragonhide bodies, you are looking at, let's see here, 6190 is their buy price, but with the buy price around 6190 and a high alch of 6738, you're making about 400 GP per profit per alch. However, the problem is they both have a buy limit of 75 every 4 hours, so you're going to hit that buy limit super quick. Now, a good substitute is also the blue Dragonhide bodies. And currently, blue Dragonhide bodies, the cost is a little cheaper, around anywhere from 5,100 to 5,200. They have a high alch value of 5615, so you're making about 500 400 GP to 500 GP per alch, depending on what you can get them for. And these have almost double the buy limit of 125 every 4 hours. Combined, you will hit the buy limit within an hour, and you'll make roughly around 120k an hour for the Dragonhide bodies. The hidden gem in this video is going to be the Abyssal bracelets. Not gonna lie, didn't even know this item was in the game, but apparently it's a pretty good item to High Alch. Currently, it says it's buying for currently buying for 2,247, which we got it for 2,234, so even less. Now, this item has a High Alch price of 25.20, which, let me put all this back in here, just so you believe me, because again, I didn't even know this item existed. And with that being said, it's a pretty good item to High Alch. Currently buying for that price, you stand to make around 175 GP per alch. This combined with a 10,000 buy limit and traded around 175,000 times a day. So with this item, the Abyssal bracelet, you're going to be making about 210k an hour just while alching, which is pretty insane. And last but not least, for the pay-to-play items, we are going to be looking at the Phoenix necklace. This is a common PvP item that buys for around 2,227. Currently, it looks like it's going for 2,245. And as you can see, we paid 2,244 for it. This item has a High Alch price of 2,430. So this will net you around 100 GP per alch, and is also having a solid buy limit of 10,000. And it's being traded around roughly 112,000 times per day. For the Phoenix necklace, you're going to be making roughly around 120k an hour. Alright, so the first item for free to play is going to be Rune Daggers. And this is going to have a pretty good profit margin of around 280 to 290 GP. It says we can buy them for 4415, so let's see if we can do that. And the great thing about these is these have a High Alch value of 4,800, so you know you can make quite a bit of money on this. And next on the list is diamond rings, and I know the diamond rings buy for, it says around 1945. Let's see if we can get it for that. Perfect. And it alchs for 2115. This gives you about a 65 GP per alch, and having about a 10,000 buy limit. Diamond rings aren't too profitable, but they'll get you around 78k an hour. And the final item we'll look at is not jewelry. This is the old and true green Dragonhide body. This item usually costs anywhere from 4,300 to 4,500, and it has a juicy alch price of 4,680. Giving you a profit, depending on what you can buy it for, around 250 GP per alch. The unfortunate part is it only has 125 buy limits. So with that being said, you will hit this pretty quickly, and unfortunately. And green Dragonhide bodies, they are pretty good profit per alch, but you can only buy 125, so you're making about 19k an hour. However, this is a good item to put in there overnight and let it kind of accumulate. That way you have more alchs, and if you're going away for vacation, or going to be away from RuneScape for a week, put it in if you have a good amount of money, and when you come back, you'll have a good amount of alchs. Thank you guys for watching. This video is a little bit harder than last month, just because I went over a lot of the more profitable ones early. So next month is going to definitely be a challenge, but we are going to get it done, and I'll have another video out. So if you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye.